And I'll just share my screen again and give you a sense of what we are going to cover. So this is what we're covering for today. We're going to be looking at the kind of background and vision, a little bit about what TechWays is, just so that you know who it is that you're talking to. And then we're going to go into the meat of the presentation, where we look at a few career pathways, and we look at what are the job realities for those careers in technology, what are the skills that you need, what are the courses, and then we'll go into Q&A, where we'll answer a whole bunch of those questions that you guys were sending on the Google form. If there's something else that is not in this presentation that you want to get covered, please raise your hand, put it in the chat. We can always deal with it afterwards. And any other questions that I don't have time to deal with today, I can always send you emails with information on afterwards, okay? Just hold on, this dog is really annoying. Hey. So just TechWays, just so that you know who we are. We started this year only, and the reason why we started was because, and it's part of the reason for this session that we're running today, is that there are lots and lots and lots of different options in the technology space for you guys. It's actually super, super exciting. I mean, I'm seriously, I wish I was in grade 8 like you, Jordan, to be able to go and explore some of these options out there. However, it can be quite overwhelming and quite, confusing. And so what we've done with TechWays is essentially trying to make it easier, giving you pathways with courses that are easy to follow. And we've also made those courses more specific for high school kids. So we've taken courses that are global and, like Microsoft courses that you can do as an adult, and we've taken that down to a high school level to make it more accessible for you guys. So our vision really is to give you guys in high school a head start. There's no reason why you need to wait until varsity before you can start getting the skills in technology that you need. Employers are looking, they are hungry for people like you out there. And each of our courses have got these kind of real projects built in with global certifications. We've also working on some pilots with companies where you can get holiday jobs through us. If you kind of prove yourself on our platform and show that you've done well, then you can get access to holiday jobs. I just want to show you a quick short video. Hopefully the sound works. Do you guys recognize this lady?
Yes.
Tirimalo, this is one of your Sutherland High learners that has done really great work with me. And so, yeah, watch this video.
As a parent these days, I think it's very
Ma'am, there's no sound.
Oh, really? That is a problem. Why would that not be showing? Share sound. Okay, let's try it again.
Parent these days, I think it's very overwhelming to see where the world's going. It's hard if you've got children to kind of advise them if you don't know yourself. No matter what happens in the world, we're going to have technology. We're going to have software in that technology. So being in the world of software is probably one of the safest things you can advise your children to do.
The world is changing. Our curriculum is changing at a much slower pace compared to the world. There are new technological advancements every single day. We do need to implement more exposure to cutting-edge technology skills in our high schools.
So you as a high school student, where do you start? Start early. Start early as you possibly can, and start creating and building things and building your portfolio. Learn these skills so that when you get to the job space, you've got years of kind of experience and things to showcase.
I think that if we incorporate a TechWays platform with our high schools, learners can create games and programs that can carve out an exciting future.
The great advantage of the TechWays approach is really around the coursework is essentially guiding people down specific career paths.
Through TechWays platform, we learned that it's not impossible. We can do it. Every little thing that we learn makes it easier. After creating your first mobile app, it becomes easier, it becomes less daunting. You gain more confidence.
One thing about software that people don't understand, it's the most creative thing. It's like creating a painting, except it's in code. And it's an outlet for creativity and imagination. So there's many positive spin-offs.
Unfortunately, we live in a world where having a degree is not enough to guarantee you a good job or a job that you want. I think what sets you apart is these extra qualifications and these courses and skills that you learn on the side.
So how do you think your compatriot did? Wait, I want to get back to the course.
She did well.
Yeah, Jamala, she's amazing. You know, one of the courses that I'm going to show you in a second, is she actually developed a whole bunch of it. So, you know, I really believe what I've seen with the learners that I've worked with so far is that you guys have got unbelievable skills and unbelievable like competencies that you don't realize you even have. And I love to give kids opportunities to be able to showcase what they can do. So just so getting back onto the point of the session is the career guidance side. And I'm going to essentially talk about, these are the 6 pathways that we've got on the TechWays platform, but I'm only going to focus on the first 3, on cybersecurity, data science, and game development. Just because we don't really have time to go through all of them. However, if anyone is interested in any of the other career pathways or anything that's not on our platform, but that is tech related, I can always give you more advice on that. And just so that you know, when we've got partnerships in each of these pathways with industry players, and we've spoken to those industry players to understand what are the skills they're looking for in this market globally as well, but we focused on South Africa. What are the skills that they are looking for in cybersecurity, in data science, etc.? And then we went about looking for courses that match those skills. Firstly, I'm going to start on cybersecurity. Now, who here has heard of cybersecurity? Kumo, do you have a sense of what cybersecurity is?
A bit. Not, I don't know a lot about it. I've just heard about it.
You just heard about it. So, I mean, you've heard about it probably because it's a hugely in demand career path right now. Globally, worldwide, we have a shortage of 4 million, and that stat is actually outdated, and it's a much higher stat. In South Africa, we are importing billions and billions of, like, no, we're importing millions and we're losing billions. That was the right way around. We're losing billions because we don't have enough skills in the cybersecurity space, and we are importing millions because we don't have enough consultants that are working in this space. Every pathway that I share with you, I'm going to also give you a sense of what the average salary is for that, for a cybersecurity professional, but obviously take that with a pinch of salt, because there's a very broad range. You know, if you're starting out in your first job, it's not going to be that. And if you are very experienced, it's going to be much more than that. So it's kind of like a sort of an average across, you know, all the different ranges of experience. So what is the job? The job for cybersecurity is to protect online data from being compromised. Obviously, we know that. When a nice way to think about what the job entails is, if you think about your house and you wanting to protect the house against burglars. In the cyber world, we call burglars hackers, which I'm sure you guys have heard of the hackers. In your house, you need an electric fence, potentially, depending on where you live. I'm from Cape Town, no one has electric fences there. In Joburg, everyone has electric fences. So you need an electric fence. That's like your outside firewall in the cybersecurity scenario. Then Then you need other things. Some people have got alarm systems and beams and all of those types of things. Then you've got the window bars. In the cyber world, you've got just as many layers of protection that you can add on to protect your system, or protect, if it's just a laptop, it can just be your laptop, but in a business, it's the entire business and all of the systems attached to that business. You also are going to have all these different layers. And your job as a cybersecurity person is essentially to safeguard that and install the necessary safeguards. And there's firewalls, there's security plans, there's all sorts of, monitoring. That's essentially what the job is. Now, the cybersecurity professional is not going to, if you as a company, let's say you work at APSA and you want to check on your APSA's level of security, you're going to go to a cybersecurity professional, and they're going to come in, they're going to do an assessment of all of APSA. And they're going to give you a report that says, okay, this is what the red flags are. This is what is not protected enough. This is what we need to do some work on. And then it's either up to the cybersecurity professional or APSA's IT staff to then go and do something about fixing all of those things. So that's essentially what the job is. And the skills that you need are a lot of, you need to be quite detail orientated in terms of broadly and looking at analytical problem solving kinds of skills. You need to be able to communicate because you're dealing with all the different people in the business. And you need to be able to ask the right kind of questions. In terms of tech, and that's probably what you're more interested in, you need to know about networking and operating systems. You need to know about cloud, and as many programming languages as you can know, the better, because you're more well-rounded as a cybersecurity professional. On the TechWays platform, these are the courses that we give you. So if you sign up with us, you get access to pretty much all of our courses. And we've got 18 courses across all of these pathways. So the first one is Linux Essentials. The next one is CompTIA Security. And then you're doing those projects like an AI sorting machine and an encryption code breaker as part of the course. And our aim with those courses is to try and give you the kind of real project experience so that you can showcase to future employers. Any questions on cybersecurity? I'm going to move on to data science next.
Sorry, it's not a question about cybersecurity. I just want to know the TechWay, the courses are free, or do you have to pay for it?
So our courses are 250 Rand a month, and then you get access to all of them. So yeah, you do have to pay, but it's on a monthly subscription base. I didn't see who asked the question. Who was that?
It was Kumo.
Kumo, thanks Kumo, that's a great question. I'll give you more information on the TechWays platform at the end if anyone is interested. So then data science, let me talk through data science. You guys, data science also high in demand. I mean, it's lower than cybersecurity, but honestly, because it's a very, just hold on a second. I'm on a call, my babe. Can you please, well, please go and ask someone else. Do your teachers also have their children bugging them in between classes online, hey?
From time to time.
Thanks, Tusa. Yeah, so I mean, data science is pretty much every single industry, even if you think I don't want to go into technology, every single industry has got a need for data science, whether it be medical, whether it be education, whether it be anything. You go into any business, you need data science because you need to know, what are my customers buying? When are they buying it? Where do they come from? You need to know data because data gives you information, and information helps you make decisions. So this is a very, very good career to go into. However, do you guys know what data science is? Who here wants to take a stab at telling us what data science is all about? And don't worry if you get it wrong, who cares?
May you please repeat the question?
Repeat the question. So what is data science all about? Who wants to take a stab at telling us what data science is?
I think it's like researching what the consumers want.
Yeah, exactly. So it's looking at information or analyzing your data to be able to create information and then create solutions. So it can be, like you saying, Kumo, it can just be analyzing data, looking for patterns to be able to figure out what the trends are going to be and where you're going to and help you make decisions. But data science is also the foundation to AI, to artificial intelligence. It's also the foundation to being able to do machine learning and, you know, anything around all of those. The foundation of that is data science. You need to be able to analyze data and feed in data into machines to then have them start being able to use that data intelligently. So it's the daily reality. You are gathering data, you're looking at data, you're shaping data. You can see there's lots and lots of the word data in this. It's a very, very exciting career. However, you do need to be quite, your math skills needs to be fairly solid because you're doing quite a lot of stuff around stats and calculus and algebra. So for those of you that were asking me questions about maths lit versus maths, it's not to say that you couldn't become a data science having done maths lit. Nothing stops you from doing that. However, you may not actually be as interested in data science because it does require quite a detailed oriented brain that loves to go in and solve the problem and you know, so personalities that really love that kind of problem solving at a mathematical level are more likely to want to go into data science. However, and that's the great thing about the TechWays platform, don't let what the world says limit you, because you might be doing maths lit and decide to go and try the data science pathway and find that actually you really like it and you're doing well in it, which means, you know, then you can kind of buck the trend or do not what everyone else does and decide to go into data science. So don't listen to what everyone always says. The kind of tech skills that you need to be able to go into this are, so you need to understand data and visualization of data. You need to understand some data software. And so we've actually got a Power BI. It's a very amazing Microsoft software that allows you to create dashboards and things out of data. And then there are 2 programming languages that you need to know. There's more that you could know as well, but Python and SQL. Python is a programming language. SQL is a database language. Both of those are really important to know if you're wanting to go into data science. This is the TechWays pathway. Just every time I just give you this so that you get a sense of it. With what the projects are. So in the Excel course, you're doing a budget dashboard. In the Power BI course, we're doing some data modeling. And then in the Python course, we're doing a binary search algorithm. The next, let me pause there. Anyone got questions on data science? No? No one thinks they want to go into data science as a possible career? Tirimalo?
Maybe. I'd still think about it.
Cool. Well, I mean, there's no reason why you need to pick yet. You know, you can go into something more broad like you know, engineering or computer science, and then go into data science after that. You don't have to decide now, you know. So that's also the lovely thing about being young. You can explore options. It's all good. So then the next one I wanted to just talk to you about is gaming. Now, you guys, who here are gamers?
Me.
Siabonga, nice. Kumo, nice. Anyone else?
I also play games.
Cool. Have you made a game? Anyone that said they play games? What about on Roblox Studios? Anyone started making some worlds on Roblox Studio?
Ma'am, I have started the process of making a game, but I just didn't finish because I didn't have the correct resources to finish it.
Okay, cool, cool.
Ma'am,
Well,
I've
look,
created a
gaming.
game.
Sorry, who was that?
Ma'am, it's Aiden.
Aiden, I missed what you said, Aiden. Say it again.
Ma'am, I've created a game. I've created ping pong and snake.
Nice, nice. That's awesome. And Jordan, I see you have also. That's great. So guys, you can be excited to know that gaming is on the rise in so many different ways. I mean, I'm going to be hosting one of our live webinars for the TechWays learners on like in a virtual reality world. So we're going to be hosting it like in, you know, it would be like you're in a Roblox world. So it's corporates that are using games in training. It's corporates that are using games in how to, you know, deliver content or deliver experiences. Gaming is just growing immensely, and it's not just the traditional gaming as that we know of. I mean, obviously the biggest growth is in traditional gaming, like, you know, Fortnite, etc. But there are other ways that gaming as a concept is being applied to other industries, and it's really exciting. So what it is, and what's quite important to understand is that there are two different kinds of games out there that are being created currently. There's those that are like AAA games that are, you know, the ones that we know about, like Fortnite and, you know, all the Agent 47, all those kind of big games that are out there. Those are created by a massive team. I mean, hundreds of people that are, you know, from an animator to the game creator to the audio guys, to the writers, to the troubleshooters, to the software engineers. To it takes a massive team to create one of those big AAA games. But then you also have the indie games that are made by a much smaller team, where you almost need to be a bit of a jack of all trades. You need to be able to create the game, add the sound, you know, do the whole thing. But obviously it's a much smaller budget, a much smaller game, and it doesn't have quite the same reach as what those AAA games do. So, you know, for those of you that aren't as interested in software engineering or, you know, the hardcore programming side of things, game development as a career path has got a ton of really creative aspects to it. You know, you can design, you can think about the stories, you can, you know, all of the stuff that you're doing in English that you'd think is not going to be that relevant is very relevant for a game development career path. So the broad skills that you need are, you know, a lot of creativity. I didn't include things like design on broad skills, because in the tech skills, you need to know design, you need to know the game logic, you need to know animation, graphic design as well, and software engineering, if you're going to go into the software engineering side. I would say if you seriously considering this as a career, I would recommend knowing at least C# as a programming language, because it just means that even if you're not the techie on the game development side, you need to be able to talk to the techies, and having the language and having some base level understanding in C# would be helpful. So on our platform, these are the courses that we've got currently. I mean, we're next year there will be a whole 18 new courses that will be adding more things into this game pathway. So we're doing the Unreal Engine 4, not Unreal 4 Engine, where you're designing a game on Unreal with us. And then the next course is Blender, where you're doing 3D character that then you can plug into the game. And then lastly, you've got Photoshop. So I'm noticing time. I think I only booked this with Liesel, your lady, for half an hour. So what I'm not gonna cover the web development, sorry. Web development, we've got a lot of cool courses on our web development platform. However, it is what did I want to say? Web development, I would suggest, if you guys are interested in that as a career, there are amazing jobs out there that are super flexible. You can do it from anywhere in the world. I would suggest both our front end, this is our front end pathway, where you're doing HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React, or our back end. And if you can do both of those together, that makes you a full stack web developer, and there's a huge demand out there in the world for those skills. So now I'm going to pause and just see if there were any questions that you guys had. I did get your questions, and so that's why I've kind of put them into these buckets. You know, some of you guys had questions about what marks, what subjects, what qualifications you need to take to get into the tech space, and then others, not many of you guys were asking questions about future jobs, but I think there was one question on that. And then, yeah, if there's any other questions. So do you guys want to just post your questions on the chat, and we can lob them off now?
Ma'am, what do you mean by like log them off? Like you'll answer them now?
Yeah, I'll answer them. Thanks.
Okay.
Sorry. How long are the courses? So each course will take you, if you're doing about an hour a week, Puseletso, you will, it'll take you about 3 months or so to complete. So, but you can obviously do it in a much quicker time if you're doing more time per week. Guys, it's crickets out there for me. I need some questions. Siyabonga, do the courses include the necessary software? Great question, Siyabonga. So all of the courses are embedded on my website. So for instance, you're coding in a live coding environment that is embedded into the site. So all you need is a browser. However, and the exception to that, Siyabonga, is on the game development platform, because a pathway, because of course for Unreal, you are you need to download the Unreal software. It's free, and we give you all the instructions to do that, but you need to download that. Blender, the same thing. You need to download the Blender software. It's free as well. So none of our software that we have that on the game platform requires any payment. It's all free, but you do need to be able to download those. So I hope that answers that question, Siyabonga. And Puseletso, you've got a question about holiday shadowing. So those are actually in development right now, Puseletso, so I don't have like a solid answer for you, but mainly because of COVID, we were supposed to already be able to do them. But for next year, we're planning on having those in the June-July holidays. And it won't be for everyone. You will need to earn the right to it. You'll need to be on our platform, and you'll need to be showing that you've got like nice engagement, and that you've been actively doing all the assignments and the quizzes, etc. So there will be, and we'll make it quite clear on the platform what you need to do to be able to earn that opportunity. But yeah, and how it will work is it'll be a week, maybe 2 weeks, and you'll be working on a project in the company where you need to look at an area, and it will be a team of you. So we won't put one learner in one company. It'll be a team of learners of like 3 to 4 learners that will work on a project where they are looking at something specific and how the company can improve it. And then they will, at the end of that job shadow, the outcome of that job shadow will be to do a little presentation to key management, to then share what they think are what the learners think are the recommendations, and then the company can, the company might do nothing with those recommendations, but hopefully, you know, it's a fresh eye, it's a young eye, and especially when it's stuff around marketing, like, you know, they'll listen to you. Will the courses, so I hope that answered the question, Pusiletso. Tidimalo, will the courses equip us to do part-time technology related jobs? For sure, Tidimalo, that's a great question, and I don't know why no one asked that before. Yes, on the web development, I have learners right now that are actually doing part-time work for me on web development, but you can feasibly run a web development job, side hustle as they call it, once you have gone through some of the web development courses. You'll definitely be equipped to be able to do that. Khopotso, good question. So actually all of my courses that are connected or partnered with a global player like Microsoft or CompTIA, and you can go and look on the website to see which ones those are. All of them are, you get the option to then certify directly with Microsoft, and it is an extra cost, unfortunately, because it's a Microsoft exam and I don't actually have control over those Microsoft exams. But I think to give you a sense of the price, it was last year, it was 500 Rand to do a Microsoft exam through but it also depends on the US dollar exchange. Otherwise, with each of our courses, you get a TechWays certificate that says what you've completed, that it's Microsoft content, and it walks through all the list of things, of skills that you've learned as part of that. Look, TechWays is not recognized like Microsoft is, so you guys can, the TechWays option is bundled as part of your sign up. The Microsoft one is an add-on fee. Certification, Siyabonga says the certifications that one can achieve via the courses, are they university recognized? So they are, the way that it works with university is that this would stand you in higher stead, Siyabonga, and I've actually got a partnership with WITS computer science faculty where they say they will take a look at you. Like, let's say you didn't qualify you didn't qualify on your normal kind of stats, then they would take a second look at you if they know that you're on the TechWays platform. But essentially there's no like formal partnership that says, you know, you're guaranteed in once you do a TechWays course. It's just like Kamea was saying on the video, it's just important to start looking at how you can beef up your CV, beef up your skills qualifications. And when you show someone, whether it be an employer or whether it be a university person, when you show them a portfolio of what you've done, and it shows that you are constantly looking to learn and looking to improve yourself, that tells a story. It tells a story about you, and it tells a story about what you're made of. And you know, people are looking for that kind of initiative taken by our kids. Tusa, what universities would you suggest? So Tusa, let me ask you a question back. What are you wanting to study? I can't remember what grade you're in, but it all sort of depends. You know, some universities are better for certain qualifications than others. So do you want to tell me what you're thinking of studying?
Computer programming.
Computer science, yes. So I might be biased in this, and don't quote me. I know I'm being recorded. So anyway, I honestly, my experience with the level of computer science students that are coming out of universities, WITS up in Gauteng is the top. Down in Western Cape, I would say UCT. Those are the two stronger computer science courses. The people that are coming out of those are just seem to be, for some reason, ahead of the curve of their peers.
Ma'am?
Go ahead.
And how about if you want to study information systems, which university do you?
Oh, I can't hear you properly. Do you want to just repeat or put it on the chat? Hello? Oh, Khopoto, great. Which university would you recommend for information systems? Oh, they're all pretty good, actually. I don't have a strong preference on that, Khopoto. So yeah, Wits is honestly for all the engineering related faculties, Wits is strong. Okay. UCT, I can't say for sure because I haven't engaged with kids that are coming out of the engineering faculties at UCT, but it used to always have a very good, strong name. UJ on information systems is also decent. Hey, it's so I wouldn't limit myself to a certain university. You can't go wrong with Wits, but I do seem to be biased on this, but I've had very strong experiences with the kids that are coming out of engineering faculties in Wits. So that's why I sound biased, because I guess I've just been seeing the results of Wits faculties. There were some questions from you guys on the group, on the Google form around maths or maths lit. There were actually 2 or 3 of you that asked that question. And I would say if you are going into computer science, you won't get into computer science and you won't get into engineering with maths literacy. So, if you are wanting to go into the university, not to say that university is the only route into technology, into any of these pathways. I mean, if you look at my pathways on web development, you can absolutely become a web developer and a very good web developer with maths literacy. You can absolutely become a game developer without math, doing core maths. So you might choose a slightly different angle to it. You might find that you don't become the software engineer for a game development company, but you are going to focus more on the more animation side, on the design side, on the game theory, the game stories, all of that. On the web development side, you absolutely do not need maths, although for some of the more hardcore programming concepts, maths will help. But if you have a logical brain and you enjoy problem solving, it will be just as easy for you to do whether you've done maths or maths literacy. So I just wanted to address that question because 3 of you guys asked that question. Are there any other questions that I didn't answer from the Google form or that you want to ask me now? Now's your chance. I've got 5 more minutes. When can I come back? Kamea, welcome.
Hello, ma'am.
Ah, Kamea, sorry, you sent that directly to me, but lovely to have you online. Well, you weren't online when we were showing the video, were you?
Oh, I was online, ma'am.
Oh, we didn't even know that. Lovely. Nice to have you. Was it a bit weird seeing yourself on the video?
Yes, very, ma'am. Very weird.
So what are the requirements for taking one of the courses? No requirements for Port, so you just go on, get on, explore. Kamea can walk you through anything that, if you've got questions that come from a learner perspective, you're welcome to ask her. Aiden, what subjects can I can choose for cybersecurity? Aiden, for cybersecurity, it's going to help to have maths as opposed to maths literacy. That is pretty much the only thing that I would say. And IT is going to obviously, do you guys have IT at Sutherland? You do, hey?
Yes, we do, ma'am.
Yeah, so IT will help you, of course, because it means that you're going to know the concepts already, so that when you touch on it in either a career setting or in a university setting, you're kind of ahead of your peers. But I know, I mean, some of our best computer science facilitators that have developed some of our courses, they did not take IT at school. It's not a requirement, it just will help you. Siyabonga, are there courses that teach object-oriented programming? All of our programming, no, not all of our programming, most of our programming languages, so C# course, which Kamea was developed, a big part of that course. Should we show a quick, no, we won't have time.
Yes, please, ma'am.
You want to see a quick thing of what Kamea did? Let me show you. Okay. So Kamea did all of the first part. So this is the C# course. It's a Microsoft course, and the journey unfolds like this. So you get the part 1, we are covering programming fundamentals, and everything in programming fundamentals Kamea did. And Kamea, is that right? You did decision structures, repetition structures.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you did all of it. And then we cover off object-oriented programming, which was done by one of our computer science facilitators. And so this whole course, and this was Kamea's idea, by the way. So it's all thanks to her. We're creating a game. Our character is Electra. And as part of creating the game, you're adding dragons, you're adding an army, and you're all doing this to kind of defeat an evil character in this quest. And you're doing that all by coding in C#. So it's quite cool. Then there comes like a slightly more boring part of the course, but it is required for the Microsoft to be ready to write the Microsoft exam, where you then you're developing a desktop application, you're developing a web application, and you're doing some troubleshooting / debugging, and that we then switch to a more real world scenario where we're doing that all as part of rolling out the vaccinations, guys. And it's funny because my husband is involved in the rolling out of the vaccinations in real life, and a lot of the stuff that we are doing as part of this like simulated part 2 environment, they have done in real life. So it's like, it was funny. I didn't know that they were doing that, but you know, it ends up being quite true to life. So that's, I'm not going to go through the course because I'm not actually logged in. But you guys, you can actually go and check out and sign up for a free trial, and then you can actually get access to the first 2 modules already as without paying. And then if you guys want to carry on, then you can just subscribe. So let me just, because I'm noticing time, we're running late. I just want to show you, for those of you that are interested, you can just go on the platform under register. It's $250 a month. We do have a discounted pricing options when we sign up for a school, you know, sign up a bigger number. But I think for this year, Sutherland, we had discussed that we would just do it more like individuals, and then, you know, see next year if there's enough interest, then we can come up with a discounted option. This is one of our learners that's currently on the platform. Kamea, he's loved the C# stuff that you did. So the feedback has been really great. Any other questions, guys? Because then I'm going to wrap up. Did you guys find this useful?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't have to say that, hey? Like, I've got a very thick skin. So if there's, what I would like to ask, if there's any suggestions of things that you would have liked to hear about or learn more about, just pop me an email. so that we can, you know, incorporate that. Maybe we can do a second follow-up session. I must just also say we're doing, for those learners that are signed up with us, we're doing live webinars starting this month, where every month we're going to be interviewing someone from industry, talking about the future jobs that are coming. And there's some amazing jobs, guys. You have no idea. Khmer, for you, in where you were like interested in the health space, there's like amazing stuff coming in genetic consulting, which combines data science with the health field. And yeah, there's so many cool things. So we've actually got a genetic consultant coming to talk to us about what those future jobs are going to look like. Some of them are already sort of happening, but you know, the people in the field, they know what that's going to look like in the future, so they can already start predicting what that will look like. And then we'll also have, in that same live webinar, we'll have a little deep dive into certain parts of our courses, like, you know, let's say going into animation in more depth, or going into, you know, so it'll be a, yeah, so that's, those are our, for our TechWays platform. And then also on our Instagram page, we've got interviews with experts in data science, game development, etc., talking about some of the job realities and what the skills are. So essentially going in a little bit more depth than what I spoke about now. So if you sign up on our Instagram, it's at TechWays.Online, you can get access to all of those. So I'll send a recording of this, okay? So you guys will all get a recording of it. Any other questions, guys? Otherwise, I'm going to wrap up. Alrighty. Crickets means that you guys want to go and have supper. You're tired. You've had a long day. No, you're on holiday. You shouldn't have had a long day. You guys should have had a nice, relaxing day. So enjoy the rest of your holidays, guys, and good luck for exams when are they starting in term 3? When are your exams?
Yes, it's in term 3, ma'am.
Term 3. Well, good luck. It's not easy, this online school thing. Hopefully COVID relaxes by then, so you can go back to a little bit more normal. And Khmer, miss you lots. We will speak soon, okay?
Miss you too, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, bye guys. Chat soon.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye-bye.